Collaborative is the largest online community platform for any activists and other professionals who work on issues related to human trafficking, forced labor, and any other types of exploitation and abuse. So if you're not a member yet, you should join. We currently have about a bit over 5,500 members from 112 countries. 85% work for civil society organizations, such as yourself, and the rest of the membership are anyone from, academics, funders, and increasingly business and human rights professionals. What we do at Freedom Collaborative, most of our work, well, really all of our work is about information sharing and creating synergies. If you're a member, you will know, because you probably know our newsletter, which goes out every Tuesday, and it's become our flagship product. It's really very well known. Everybody talks to me about it. What we're trying to provide is some kind of industry news. So if you sign up, it's a really convenient way to stay up to date as a professional in the sector on what are trends and developments, important events, and opportunities that you can take part of. We also do quite a lot of data collection, as the Indonesian organizations know, because we worked with them, and really a lot of other activities that are around partnerships and creating opportunities for exchange. I'm being told to slow down a little bit. I'm very happy to be joined today by my amazing and inspiring friends and colleagues, Anu, Kamal, Lucy, and Mina. I truly mean it when I say that they are inspiring, and I hope you will agree with me once you hear more about their work during this panel discussion. In addition to all the work they're doing for their own organizations, they're also part of the Freedom Collaborative advisory community. So the advisory community is a group that I started about 2 years ago, and it really came from a personal realization that the peers and colleagues I got to know when I started working on Freedom Collaborative 7 years ago, most of them are actually not working in the anti-trafficking sector anymore. They've moved on to work for the private sector, do other work. And I believe that one of the reasons that is that there are very little opportunities for professional development for young talent within this field. So we started the advisory community to kind of at least partially address this gap and provide some kind of leadership training and also opportunity to connect with other young professionals that are doing similar work. It's currently a group about 50. Everybody's like in their mid-careers, everybody has to be under 35, and we provide like workshops and opportunities for everyone to get together and discuss. I'm also very fortunate to have this group. Everybody's very professional, very proactive, I will say, also very opinionated, but also very forward-thinking. So they really advise me and also the board of directors of Freedom Collaborative about the issues that they see in their work, and that we should cover, that we should discuss, and that we should work on. So it really makes all the content and all the work that we do as Freedom Collaboratives more progressive, and I think that's the best way to move forward the anti-trafficking community overall and to move forward as a sector. So I'm really very grateful to have all of them and also for them to participate here today on this panel. I think a few of the other members are also online, so if you're listening in, this also all extends to you. I'm not going to take up any more speaking time because I'm very keen for you to hear from them, and we'll start with Kamal. Kamal, can you tell us a bit more about the work you're doing in India?
Hello everyone, my name is Kamal. I'm from Chennai, India, and I work for the organization which I founded. It's called Cross Global. And we primarily work on bonded labor issue, the forced labor issue back home. And when we wanted to work against trafficking back home, so we were doing some study on how prevalent the bonded labor is or how prevalent the human trafficking back home. And then we understand that the bonded labor is more prevalent and the least addressed issue which was happening back home. And then we wanted to go to the roots of where the bonded labor system came into place in our country. And so if we talk about bonded labor, I think we need to talk about the caste system back home. So which is like racism, narcissism, so something similar to that. The caste system has 6 different categories. Starts with OC, FC, which is forward community other communities to the Dalits who are SC and ST. So there are 6 different categories. And then if you look at who are the victims of the bonded labor system, is usually the Dalits, SC and the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribal people are the 99% of the victims of human trafficking or any kind of slavery back home. And who are the owners? Who owns the rice mill or the bricklins or sugarcane factory? There will be always the privileged community will be owning all these facilities, and these Dalit community will be working for years and years and years and years like a never-ending debt. And it is so interesting because this caste system in our India has been there for almost 2 to 3,000 years. And when it is there for a very, very long time, a community is being pushed to work this kind of a work for a very long time. To change this over a time, it is very hard for us to work on because it has been community is being involved, the culturally the mindset of the general public. Okay, you're from this community, you need to work this because you're born like this, you're born to this community, you're born in this village, so you're supposed to be as a bonded labor. And to change the perspective, it was very hard for us. Then just rescuing them, just rehabilitating them, it wasn't going to make a big difference. So we wanted to address the caste system, and it was very challenging for us. Another reason is very challenging for us is because all the law enforcement, all the people who are in power, they are not Dalits. So when we go and explain to them the need of the issue is very hard because they never been as a bonded labor. Their parents never been a bonded labor. They never been experienced bonded labor. So none of them are aware the bonded labor still exists. So it was very hard for us to convince the officials first and to explain that the caste system has been involved in this bonded labor system. So we need to abolish caste to abolish the bonded labor system. So it was like a whole lot of different approach that we were supposed to take. And it was very interesting for us. And one of the another challenges that we faced is if we start an organization in India, so we need to wait for 3 years to receive a foreign fund. For an example, so after an organization completes 3 years, we will get a certificate called FCRA, Foreign Currency Regulation Act. So once we get that FCRA, then we can receive the foreign funds. And I think everyone are aware that many organizations were leaving India is because our government is reluctant with that. So I think Freedom Fund is left India, and World Vision, Compassion, because of the FCRA. And so they cancel the FCRA. So if they cancel the FCRA, no foreign money is going to come in for any organization. So Walk Free has left India. So there are so many organizations are leaving India. So when we started, so we need to survive without funds for 3 years. So we can't hire anybody, so because we don't have the funds, and even to locally raise the funds, so we need to wait for another 3 years, because if somebody donates to our organization, we need to give them the tax exemption certificate. So that also we need to wait for 3 years to even to receive a local corporate fund, to even to receive any amount that comes to our organization. So our team come up with a creative idea. So we need to survive for 3 years, no matter what. So what we did is we started to look for volunteers who would be willing to do the job for us. And so when we look for the volunteers, it is so interesting. Right now we have 36 volunteers. Not many of them have social work backgrounds. Not many of them have law backgrounds. Some are civil engineers, some are architects, some are from different backgrounds. So we take them, okay, we just need your time. Don't worry, we will teach you the skill. So we will bring in them for 2 months. We are very grateful for IJM, International Justice Mission, because they are so generous and training our volunteers who have different backgrounds. For 2 months, we train the volunteers on what is bonded labor, what is caste system.